changes have meaning. The changes have meaning. The changes have meaning. Did you know the Mandela Effect is actually a big puzzle? It is time to take a huge and crucial step in making sense of the Mandela Effect. We have a lot of solid observations under our belts. We must now go further and settle on some kind of theory of how all this could be happening. We need a theory that fits with the events we see playing out in our world. There are many pieces to the puzzle already on the table. Finding the right theory should be like putting a really important piece into place. Once upon a time, I made a list of all the theories I could think of for explaining the Mandela Effect. I hadn't settled on a particular theory with any certainty at that time, so I just listed ones that I heard other people talk about and whatever else I could think of. You could do that right now. Maybe you should pause this video, make your own list of theories that we could consider, and when you come back, I'll show you my list. You'll get to compare your list to mine. Mine is long. I tried to include anything that was even remotely worth considering, so go ahead. Pause the video and make yourself a list. Okay, here's my list. I have 11 theories on my list, but that is not the quick list I made way back when. It's the list I discuss in my second book. Let's start to whittle these down so we can make some progress. The first possible explanation we are going to consider is the theory of parallel universes. This seems to be the most commonly mentioned theory by people who believe the Mandela Effect is really happening. It also seems to be the first one that pops into people's minds. I have told almost everyone I know and work with about the Mandela Effect. Two of these people told me, moments after realizing that the Mandela Effect is real, that it must be caused by parallel universes. Clearly, this theory is at the forefront of people's minds. Let's take it for a spin. Where does this idea come from anyway? I think it comes from a lot of theoretical speculation by scientists. But I must point out that parallel universes have not been proven to exist. It is a very familiar theory because popular culture took this one and ran with it. Many fictitious works have been based on this idea of parallel universes because it makes for such fantastical and entertaining possibilities. I have heard people discuss the parallel universes theory in two different ways. Some people think that they have been shifting from one universe to another, and some people believe that our universe is merging with some other universe or universes. In both cases, this is how some people explain the fact that they are seeing certain things change in impossible ways. The idea is that some of us are from a different universe where not everything is the same, or there are things showing up in our universe that are from other realities. I would like to talk about this theory from both of those angles. Imagine this hypothetical scenario. You wake up in the morning and things have changed. You are in a different universe. This new universe looks an awful lot like the universe you came from, but some things are not the same. These variations are what you perceive as Mandela effects. Some of the people in your current reality or universe recognize a lot of the same Mandela effects as you. You figure they must have come here from the same universe you used to be in. Some people in your new universe tell you that, according to their memories, what you think of as a Mandela effect is just the same as it always was. You figure they must have always been in this current reality. Some people in your new universe tell you that what you think of as a Mandela effect is also a Mandela effect for them, but their memory of what it used to be is different than yours. They tell you that you are incorrectly remembering the way these changed things used to be, but because of the prevalence of the parallel universes theory, you tell them that they must be from some universe you've never been to. Another observation you make is that there is residue in your new universe, matching the reality you remember. It must have come from the same parallel universe as you. Just when things are starting to make sense to you, you gain an unsettling insight. If there is residue in this universe, and a lot of it, that you recognize because it came from the same universe that you came from, there would just as likely be lots of references to things and depictions of things that came here from universes you have never been to. Such references and depictions wouldn't match the current reality or your memories, right? They would appear fictitious or nonsensical to everyone, wouldn't they? Maybe you would see something like a comic strip that features Uncle Sam wearing a bowler-style hat for no apparent reason. Things like that. If residue that you recognize from your previous universe is here, I would think that things from a lot of different universes would be here. Strangely, such artifacts are missing from your current reality. That's not all. You are new to this universe, but the people here recognize you. What happened to the version of you that used to be here? Did that version of you shift out of this universe at the exact moment you shifted in? Did they go to some other universe? If they did, this other version of you would run into yet another version of you there. Or maybe every version of you in all these different universes shifts at exactly the same time, like a gigantic trans-dimensional people-carrying carousel. In any case, any shifting we are talking about would be something that occurs randomly anyway, like weather patterns. It seems like you would run into your own self, though, when you pop into some new and unfamiliar universe. Wow, this theory is starting to get problematic. Let's look at the parallel universes theory from another perspective. Imagine that you have not shifted from universe to universe. Instead, little bits and pieces of our world are being overwritten by slightly different bits from other universes. That is why you are recognizing Mandela effects. It is also why you are able to find residue all around. Residue is what remains of what was always here in this reality. This seems to be a little more believable than the idea that various people are shifting from universe to universe. If things in this universe are getting overwritten by things from other universes, why are we also observing Mandela Effect flip-flops? They're real. I've seen that. People have reported various flip-flops. I'm 100% sure that the Apollo 13 Mandela Effect flip-flopped. Suppose that line from Apollo 13 changed because the Apollo 13 movie from a parallel universe came here and replaced ours. Then it changes back to the way it was before? That's what a flip-flop is. Are we going to imagine that Apollo 13 got overwritten a second time, but this time a version exactly like the one we remember came from a parallel universe? This is really getting convoluted. Here's another curiosity. Why does the Mandela Effect seem to change the original and official version of so many things, but not the references to them from unrelated sources? That's where we get the residue. That's awfully consistent for a randomly occurring reality glitch. Here's another question. Why are certain types of things being targeted by the Mandela Effect? For example, Tom Hanks movies and words and names that end in the letter S. That is awfully pattern-like for a byproduct of natural laws. Even if the existence of parallel universes was a proven fact, it would be a whole other thing to say they are interacting with each other in a way that is causing the Mandela Effect. I don't think this theory is particularly strong. How well does it seem to fit the messages on our informational table? You really have to go out on a limb to make this one work. You know, I'm curious about your list of theories, even if it is just one theory you have focused on. I'd love to hear about it in the comments section. See you next time.
Sucks with you, red underwear.